all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Folks, back in the Bossman Show. Time for my man J.C. Smith, live from the barbershop. He is getting that line right for clicks tonight. What is good, bro?
Yeah. What's going on, boss, man? As we speak, man, get fresh, man, for the night. You know how it goes.
No doubt, but bro, we started you off with the R. Kelly interview. Bro, what was your thoughts on my man's outburst with Gayle King on CBS this morning, and then the memes on the internet with them putting Trapped in the Closet theme his interview with Gayle King? What were your thoughts on that internet sensation that R. Kelly gave us this past Wednesday?
Man, I'll tell you, he's one hell of an actor, man. Kind of remind me like one of them Tyler Perry shows and one of them actors, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of put me in line and trying to play the victim. And Gayle King, to her credit, she had dude pegged from the start. She knew exactly what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to play the victim and trying to get folks on his side because he knows it's the end of the road for him. It's a wrap. They about to put him under the jail now.
Yeah, and now he was also arrested for back child support what he owed.
Yeah.
I mean, they really getting on R. Kelly. Like, they are really putting clamps on Kels.
Yeah, one way or another, they're going to make sure they get him.
No doubt, bro. You know who also won that interview? Beijing. I mean, my man was Beijing to the T. That interview, bro.
But he might be a new sponsor of Beijing.
No doubt. And we got to turn our attention to the Golden State Warriors. Boogie Cousins is really struggling in the pick and roll coverages, man. And I feel like it looked like in this season on the playoff start, he's gonna have to be a situational guy. Whether he's playing the Joker, Nurkic in Portland, or Steven Adams, or even a Clint Capella, maybe. If it's no big out there, he's pretty much useless to them besides being on offense because he's such a liability on defense.
Yeah, it seemed like he was, they were talking about him maybe showing signs that he could really, be a factor for Golden State during this playoff run, man. It's coming up for them shortly once the season is. And it's going to be a very interesting thing, like I said, with Boogie to see, how he can, produce in the playoffs for them and what kind of role he can play. But, like, what if Golden State gets bounced? You know what I'm saying? Like, in the NBA Finals or, even worse, in the conference finals, man, I would love to see what the fallout is going to be. Does Durant leave, and does Clay leave? It's just so many puzzles, in the that comes to play. What's going to happen if they don't, somehow win this thing again, man. So it's very interesting, man. Like I said, the Boogie situation, because he can bounce and go somewhere else also, man. So I can't wait for the playoffs to get started, man. See what Golden State does.
Now, you got a big old battle right there for 3, 4, and 5 between OKC, Portland, and Houston. And that's really important to avoid, to get that 3 seed to avoid the Warriors to the conference finals. When you look at the teams of Houston now, full strength now, with all their guys back, adding Fareed and Marshall. They pretty much rebuilt their team on the cheap this year. Houston has. Portland is up there rising. They got Rodney Hood, the trade deadline. He's been playing well for them. And OKC's kind of been all year long, but Paul George a little bit nicked up here right now. So how do you pay that Western Conference battle for that 3 seed between the Blazers, Rockets, and the Thunder?
Man, I'm telling you, I like Houston. I really like Houston to be able to kind of hold on and grab that top spot there. And also, man, the fact that, you had Chris Paul hurt, now he's coming back healthy. You had Clint Capella hurt. He's coming back healthy, man. Houston could be a problem. Houston could be a problem again, man. They could find themselves right on the cusp of, advancing to another NBA final, man. But it just seemed like with Houston, you just can't count, you can't bet on Chris Paul to make it happen. He just seems like he's cursed, man. Whenever it comes to those, he's a great player. Hall of Fame caliber player, man. But when it comes down to it, you just don't trust him. And I still fully don't trust James Harden yet. Even though as great as he is, I don't trust him, in the playoff setting, but I do trust him to be able to close out this regular season strong and, to hold on, to that top 3 spot there.
Only time he's came up clutch, I remember, was unfortunately against the Grizzlies when he was with the Clippers in Game 7 of the FedEx Forum. Only time I remember him coming up clutch is that game. Of all games.
I remember it well, man. Definitely, man. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the West.
Now, bro, the other X Factor is Mike D'Antoni. He shows in that rotation about 7 guys or 8 guys, and that's what got Chris Paul hurt last year, playing all those minutes. Mike D'Antoni loves to play a short rotation, and that tells me that I feel like Houston is going to gas out because they have a long series and he's playing them all the minutes. Don't play also every other night per se, or you get nights off in between. But those minutes catch up with you, like you did with Chris Paul at the wrong time in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals.
No doubt, man. Like you said, man. It's short rotation, man. Especially with the Rocket situation. They're going to depend heavily on the backcourt with Harden and Paul there. They're going to need somebody else to step up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't Harden and Paul, they can't do it all, man. They're going to need a big night from a Capella. They're going to need other guys to step up. A guy who could play a huge role is Austin Rivers. If he can get hot, he's very streaky, man. So come playoff time, if he can string a couple of games where he's giving them, 15, 20 points, man, that could be huge.
Are you shocked that the Clippers are still in this race, even though they've traded away their best players? They're obviously trying to rebuild and retool, and they're still playing scrappy together in this race here, or ahead of the Lakers, the Kings, the Timberwolves, and battling with the Spurs and those guys for that 7th, 8th seed there.
You know what? I'm not surprised, man. And boss, you could probably attest to this also, man. With you growing up, in Orlando, Doc Rivers, before he went to Boston and had the big three and everything, with KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. Those Orlando teams back in the day used to play hard. Man, they didn't have a lot of talent, but he somehow was able to get the most out of those teams. And I remember that one year Orlando was threatening to make the playoffs, and I think they finished right at 500. He got Coach of the Year. Just for that effort. And nobody thought that Orlando team would be able to muster that type of record. To even hover above 500, man. So I'm not surprised. And even before the big three, he had those Boston teams playing hard as well, man. It's just something about playing for Doc Rivers, man. He gets the most out of his players. He makes the most of the talent that he has, man. Those guys, they play well as a unit. And, when you got dogs like Patrick Beverly on your team, man, when you got guys like leaders like that out there, man, you're going to the other players just feed off of that energy, man. And Montrezl Harrell, man, he's another guy that's high energy, high motor guys, man. So you play with guys like that, you coach guys like that. It just kind of it feeds down to the rest of the team, man. I think that's why you see the Clippers having the success that they're having this year. And I wouldn't be surprised, if they do hold on to the playoff spot. I wouldn't be surprised if they make noise in the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win a playoff series, but I can see them extending a first-round series to maybe 6-7 games or something.
Yes, and they're doing that team with Chucky Atkins, Darrell Armstrong, Ben Wallace, unfortunately. In the Grant Hill signing trade, we traded away Chucky Atkins and Ben Wallace to the Pistons, which helped make the Pistons run great those few years there when there was Detroit basketball. And we tried to form a super team in Orlando with Tim Duncan. He rebuffed to stay with the Spurs, Tracy McGrady, and Grant Hill. I think we got Tim Duncan and T-Mac. We still would have done something back in the day, but Grant Hill was still busted up. But if you got all three of them and Grant Hill fizzled out, we still would have been good. If we just had Duncan and McGrady.
It was a great chance. There was a possibility there. It could happen,
Yes, indeed. Now, bro, the AAF is in Memphis playing at the Liberty Bowl. Ain't many fans coming out to see those guys, man. What's been the problem with drawing fans to watch the AAF team out there in Memphis?
Man, I think it's the fact, Mike Singletary is not the world's greatest coach or anything like that. He's a nice guy, positive guy, whereas the head coach, I like Mike Singletary more as a coordinator per se, more so than a head coach, because he's all defense and that's it. But he did make the right switch by going with Mettenberger over Hackenberg. Man, you talk about two of the lesser quarterbacks to have, but Mettenberger is the better quarterback, man. He's not much better, but he's slightly better than Hackenberg, man. So I'm glad they made that switch, and by doing that, they were able to get the first win, of the season there, man. But I think it's going to be successful. I really do. I think it's something that I think eventually is going to become like the NFL's version of the minor league. So it's a great possibility that can happen.
Now, I think Jason Witten did us all a favor by going back to the Cowboys because, Lord, his commentary was brutal. I think he did us all a favor. And I wonder is he going to take his hairpiece with him to the Cowboys when he goes back to play for them because ESPN was stuck. We were stuck. He wasn't Tony Romo. He messed up things, and he also showed his political leanings too. When he said they're getting all left wing with it, so he told us where he stands. So it's like, time for you to go, Jason Witten. So what are your thoughts on Witten in the booth and that 1 year experiment gone bad, and now he's back with the Cowboys?
Man, they give anybody a job up at ESPN, man. But all you gotta do is play for the Cowboys. But like I said, he was not Romo. By no means, man. Witten tried. You can tell he gave a great effort, but it just wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't meant for him to be a post, NFL commentator after his career, or whatever. And like you said, he still had longing, still wanted to, still had a fire to compete. And that doesn't go away. So, not my thing is at this point how much does he have left in the tank to help us? To help the Cowboys going forward, because he was the most athletic guy in the world before he left. He was able to get it done, man. So a year off, did that make him a little bit slower, or it's gonna be interesting to see, man. And because I thought the young guys were coming along at tight end, like the Blake Jarvins of the world. I thought he was developing nicely. I thought Dalton Schultz showed some signs also, man. So if he can come in and help those young guys and help them develop, and he can still give us something, on the field, then I'm all for it, man. But I don't want him coming back. Also, I don't want him coming back to be a hindrance to the young players' development, young tight ends at least.
Yeah, and also Tank Lawrence got the franchise tag with the Cowboys so that they can't afford Weddle or Earl Thomas. That means you stuck with Jeff Heath and Xavier Woods back there. What are your thoughts on that? Or should they maybe try to get one of those third-tier safeties behind the Matthews of the world and those guys who are on the market right now?
Well, yeah, as you know, boss, by the Cowboys designating DeMarcus Lawrence again this year with that franchise tag, second year in a row with it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to keep the tag on him for the rest of the season. As you know, this basically just buys them time till July 15th to get a long-term deal done. So they can still maybe work out a long-term deal and then still have money to kind of go after some other needs. I'm not sold on Earl Thomas thing. Earl Thomas, he's going to want big money. I would rather, to be honest, I would rather take that money and maybe look at, if you're going to go safety, why not Collins from the Giants?
He wants he wants $11 million though.
Yeah, but if Earl Thomas talking $11 million, I'd rather put that in a guy that's 25 years old as opposed to a guy that's 30 years old coming off two knee injury there, man.
No doubt. Well, bro, I know you got a big night tonight at Clicks. What's going on tonight with Memphis Got Talent, bro?
Man, each and every Saturday night, you know what it is, Memphis Got Talent, man. Come on out. If you can rap, sing, whatever your talent is, man, we want you to come out and display it, man. Show the city how you get down, show them what you can do. So come on out tonight, man. The livest party spot in the city. Clicks is going down, man. You know what it is. Your boy JC, Three Kings, Trust Us Records, the whole nine.
And my man did this off on the barber shop, bro. I appreciate you, my man. This is the first ever on the Bossman show. You did a good job with the barber shop, bro. They held down for us along the show, bro. They tell the guys, I said thank you.
Man, you know how we do it, man. It's all good.
All right, bro. No doubt, folks. JC Smith on the Bossman show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.